Welcome back, everybody, to Fly the Coop. We have a question for you today. Do you know what a client care concierge, client care manager is? Most teams do not have one of these amazing individuals that helps you get through a major life move. We at the Cari Ann Carter Group do. Welcome, Pamala Kaye Williams, to the show.
Thank you, Cari Ann. It's wonderful to be here.
We have been wanting to get you on and really dive into the conversation of what we do every day, because we're a rare breed, are we not?
Yes, very rare. There's a lot to talk about.
There is a lot to talk about. The complexity of lifestyle moves now is more complex than it's ever been. And after 25 years of working through and building what is now a team that's just a well-oiled machine, and really working through life change and life moves in a way that we don't really see anyone else managing, doing, or supporting to you as the client. I'd love for everybody to know you, Pamala, as part of an integral part of this team, and what your day looks like, because it's pretty extraordinary.
Yes. In a nutshell, it's really honing in on keeping organized.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's the foundation for supporting our clients and making sure that they feel supported,
Mm-hmm.
and not just telling them that we do all of these things and we can't produce it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say the very first thing that I do on a daily basis is just speak with you.
Yeah.
First of all,
First and foremost.
you're right. And just kind of understand the client, give me their story,
Mm-hmm.
tell me how I can help them. And I think the communication piece is the first thing that we have to manage.
Yeah,
And
it really is.
expectations of the client. And
Expectations is a big word. Setting expectations for both ourselves and for the people we're helping. When we're supporting the client, every story, you nailed it on the head, every story is unique and different.
yes,
And every client needs their own special team.
right.
So you help build the team around them. And it takes hundreds of resources to do that. Would you agree that the complexity around that is in part the relationships that have been built over the years?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to me. I think that part of my job is just, I get a lot of joy and self-fulfillment out of making sure that I'm making that client happy and making sure that their move is successful, no matter if it's they're moving across town or out of the country.
Yeah.
I mean, each story is so different.
So when you start the day and we'll take one story. We're working with one right now in Linden Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Linden Hills is a wonderful little area near Lake Harriet, and it's going to be coming on the market this week. And we've been getting this one ready to go for 2 weeks now. This is a daily, by the way. So explain to them the rhythm of what is involved on our team to put a product on the market.
Well, going back to, understanding the client, we can provide them certainly with a list of services and vendors that, oh, by the way, we worked very hard on our partnerships, and just making sure that if we're recommending a painter or someone to declutter and remove 30 years of stuff out of their house,
Mm-hmm.
that we trust that person.
Yeah, that's a real thing. 20 to 30 things of stuff.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it could be that client wants to use their own. They
Mm-hmm.
want to have more control. They don't want us to take over their life.
A new set of team members.
Right.
So we're working with their team members then.
Yeah.
And timelines is part of.
Right. And so then what that happens is we give them the grace
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
And support it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And give them all the encouragement in the world. And we just check in.
And stick them on a timeline so we can get to the next phase. So that can mean plumbers, carpenters, carpet installers, electricians, dealing with mold, dealing with stucco, dealing with siding, dealing with roofs, dealing with insurance, dealing with title, dealing with movers, stagers, packers.
It's an endless list.
It's an endless list, moving them across country, across to another country, across the border, a city away. It's interesting because whether you're moving one block away or to another state,
all the same.
It's all the same. It's all the same.
stuff.
And the turnaround time is critical because of marketing a product. We're working always year round, around the clock, trying to meet a timeline, because how you enter the market and how you seek your audience out does have a time frame as part of. There's a formula to it.
Yep. And the market's ever changing, and that's
Ever changing.
Cari Ann comes in, and it's very important, even though it's a struggle sometimes to a schedule. We just need to do that because we know the ultimate outcome is to get them on the market as quick as possible, and get ahead of the market changes, especially seasonally.
Yeah.
Or coming into winter.
So on the backside of this, the importance of communication and loving on our clients on a daily basis. Such a complex role now with technology and platforms, which we could talk for hours about, all paid for by Cari Ann Carter Group in terms of how we are supporting our team members,
Right.
People, and making sure they're being provided valuable content and valuable support every day, every week. And to do that, we hired a support team member, a Care Bear on the team to help divvy off some of those responsibilities. So in navigating what this role looks like running a team, how do you see shaping this role in the future as we're expanding?
There's only so many hours in a day.
I know.
And, as we grow as a team and as our team members honestly get listing more property instead of buying,
Which is happening.
which is definitely happening. I want to say in even the last 6 months, our buyers agents are, they're moving into the realm of doing more listings.
Yeah, which is what we want.
That just comes with the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So for every listing, there has to be 200 literally different things that we have to check the box on.
That's right.
And it's a lot. So if you're asking me kind of what the vision would be for me, is that there will probably be maybe 2 of me or 3 of me.
There will be.
But it takes that because ultimately we want to do and provide the best service that we can. And that is truly the main thing that I keep focused on every day is what can I be doing better, how I can bring our clients better partners, how we can service them better. And that just really is true to my heart.
Pamela, that is just absolutely nails it on the head in terms of what our brand, everyone is really about and why we're doing what we're doing during a time that customer service, as we used to know it, it's fading away. And the need for support in a human way, no AI can help a person make a major life decision or help them pack up, 30 years of personal property or transition into a new life. That's just something that requires a lot of support and a lot of team members. So building a brand around a concierge model has been something that we've been striving for years now. And I think it's a need for the real estate community, like the agents out there working in this marketplace. The demands are simply not realistic for one human being, right? There's a reason for a team.
Yes,
Absolutely. Really is. So as we're dealing with the expansion process, can you layer out for the audience what we're doing to help them get through the process of activating the listing? Like, how many touch points are there?
Oh, man.
To give them the sense of what is being taken off their plate and that we're handling for them,
right,
when they're trying to list their property to get the best and highest outcome.
Well, in addition to, the services that come along, on the Cari Ann Carter Group, personally,
right?
In addition to that, there's lots of things that we would recommend to a homeowner to get the best outcome.
Absolutely.
And I want to say navigating those conversations and really making them feel appreciated and heard, right, is absolutely key.
So they don't take it personally when we're trying to help elevate the ROI.
Absolutely. And that's a fine line, and it's sometimes a difficult conversation. But every single time, excuse me, for example, when our stagers come in, I've heard, I don't know on how many occasions our clients will tell us, where were you when I was living here?
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to move. I want to stay here now.
It's the transformation.
Right.
Yeah.
And the transformation of just simply painting a wall and their eyes just light up, and I just, like I said, but back to your original question, there's so many things I couldn't even list, but it's just navigating the wave, navigating what they want, what their expectations are,
Right.
and truly giving them and making them feel fulfilled and less stressed.
Yeah, I agree. So you're in your home right now, and you've been living in the same space for 10 years. One of the things Pamela and I will do is we'll prepare an ROI analysis, or a return on your investment. And we'll define, in 1 week, we can literally transform a space. Whether you decide to live and stay in that space or you decide to move is a whole other conversation. Our ROI analysis, often when people are looking at a life move, we are 50% of the time or more transitioning because of space. It's cost prohibitive to stay in the home because of space. So we bring a painting crew in. The 3 things that you do when you want to elevate your sale outcome, and it's significant. It can make you as much as $50,000 more under $500,000, and well over $100,000 more over $500,000.
Absolutely.
Painting space, fixtures, which are very inexpensive to do, and carpet, flooring materials. Whether you stay in a home and want to stay on for a period of time and just need our eyes on it, or you're looking to sell the product to up size, this is something we can put together in literally hours.
Right.
And the work can be done in a week, literally a week. It's such an interesting thing when people are living with space that they aren't satisfied with.
Right.
It's
daunting.
It's daunting. And we can come in as a team because it's about the relationship, long-term and short-term. So if you're looking for a support team to help advise on what to do next, you should reach out to Pamela, because we can step in and really problem solve through those steps and achieve an outcome really quickly because of the relationships established. We go, Pamela, how many calls did you make to establish 3 new painting crews so we'd be able to move them through? It was like a lot of work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work done.
And I do. I mean, I spend anybody that we recommend to a client, I spend probably 30 minutes on the phone with them. I ask them the hard questions, like, what's your crew look like?
Yeah.
How fast can you turn?
Do you clean up after yourselves?
Right. Very important. And in the industry right now, these vendors are also struggling. So it's really managing an expectation with, how true are they to their word, and sometimes very quickly we have to take someone off and add another vendor.
Yeah. We're working in tandem, but we are proofing the work to make sure not only as the client you're getting the best value, but it's a partnership that we're familiar with and we trust.
Absolutely, yes.
It's a huge deal.
And they're not on the list.
That's right.
Yes.
We have to see, and they are starting to reach out to us because they know the work that we're doing. We're doing a lot of it. And our workflow doesn't change by month. I mean, we're just as busy right now as we were in spring.
Busier.
It's just crazy, right? It's really crazy right now. So to understand high level, the complexity around buying and selling homes, we did an audit. Once you go under contract, 77 touch points that we manage, probably more than that now, to get you to the closing table. The most intimate and detailed of solutions, whether it be, something wasn't addressed before the closing and we have to get in there with a contractor in 2 hours to fix the problem. Give them an example of like 3 issues this week. That would be just literally a drop in the bucket, everybody, of what Pamela's dealing with. Give them 3 high profile examples.
Yeah. Well, one thing that we're actually just dealing with this week is, again, giving the client, the ability and the grace to want to manage the project. But then at the same time, I have a list. I know the timelines and the deadlines that need to happen. I'm checking in with them. And this specific lady just this week couldn't do what she said she was going to get done. So what happens in the moment in the hour, we have to switch gears.
Yeah.
We have to immediately come up with a new plan.
Mm-hmm.
We have to get on the phone. We have to get our contractors in there and just take over. And that happens in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
often.
And we know that potentially could happen. So we are constantly thinking about that, and we're just prepared.
I think understanding when you're getting estimates for stuff management and or crews, the time taken to get through a major life move is significant. It takes a lot of hours, a lot of labor. We just had a major move yesterday. It was an elder care move. They had to move out of what they thought they'd be in long-term into assisted living. And there's a vendor I'll just give you the number, to pack up approximately 1,900 square feet, 60% of it, get them relocated and unpacked, was only $7,800. But the family opted to do the work themselves. And they looked at me at the end of the day and said, oh my God, this is a lot of work. And they're not even nearly done right now.
Oh,
they're not nearly done right now.
good to know.
Good to know. So the understanding, it's like videotaping almost, so people can see. We try to show people what we walk into, the amount of effort and work that goes into getting to an outcome that makes you money, a lot of money. A $7,800 investment, my friends, can make you 3 to 5 times that amount of money. Minimum. So really visiting around, there's most brokers, most agents, most people don't have the bandwidth because of the number of people you need to manage this, or the foresight with 25 years of design, renovation, and build, and on the team. We're able to step in and quickly assess what needs to happen in order to get the outcome and get it done really, really quickly. So if you were to explain to a new agent that's looking to figure out the next step and feels like they need a team, what are you doing with this team right now that's supporting them to help them elevate their personal brand, their personal experience with their agents, and their sanity?
Right. Well, speaking from just, my grassroots, I've been an agent. It'll be coming up on 14 years in February.
Isn't that amazing?
And back in the day, these roles and these positions and this level of service did not exist.
It did not exist.
It just didn't. I grew up in the Brainerd Lakes area. And when I moved down to the Twin Cities and started working for Cari Ann, I had a really kind of bad attitude. It's just like, especially when you talk about doing the amounts of open houses that we do for our clients, I'm like, nobody's going to go to an open house. They don't come to those things. And wrong. That's absolutely wrong. The amount of people that we get through our open houses is just huge.
Mind-boggling.
It's just a stable for any new agent coming onto our team.
Mm-hmm.
And Cari Ann herself built her business on open houses.
Mm-hmm.
And the agents that we bring to our team, I think, also have a lot of those reservations. They've been doing things themselves for a long time. It hasn't worked. They're falling forward. They're failing. They're discouraged. And in addition, not only to what I'm helping them with from the office side and helping them manage their relationships with their clients,
right,
is just giving them the emotional support and the courage and the love that they need to keep going.
Right.
And
watching them grow this year has been amazing.
Exciting for even me.
Yeah.
Just like, you got this.
It's incredible watching their growth.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that coming on to the team for me, and from what I know now being here, if I could have found the Cari Ann Carter group sooner, I would have jumped all over it in a second.
Aww. Isn't that?
Yeah.
It's just such a nice compliment.
That's true. It's totally true.
I feel like there's a lot of people, there's no end in sight we've built a very strong foundation. And any individual who really wants to work in this business, because it does require grit, it does require commitment, it does require, a real dedication to the schedule and a commitment to, It's a numbers business. And you need to be really physically, I've always explained to people that real estate's like a blanket. Your personal life and your real estate world are woven together to be one life. There's no separation of the two. It's a commitment of a lifestyle. And there are sacrifices that are made, and there's an amazing abundance that comes from it as well in terms of freedom if you know how to manage it. So as a growing team with the foundation that Pamala has helped me build, we're able to let anybody who wants to have a successful business step in with their, I call them their people, all of their people that they're loving on, and they're able to dip into this foundation that's been built in order to succeed. And there's no limit to that because it's in place now. We've got it locked and loaded. It's if you want support and you want to go to work, we've got systems in place, the SOPs, the systems that allow you to operate on a personal level in a highly successful way is what we're about. We now have our location in Naples, Florida. Yep. We are feet on the ground in Scottsdale, Arizona, because that makes sense. What are your thoughts on that, Pamala?
I love a sunny spot in the winter. Absolutely.
Everybody wants to go.
So many clients that we move that they're going south. So it just makes the most sense.
It does make a lot of sense.
Yes, it does.
It really does. So if you were to share with everybody the importance of a team or a future in their buying and selling experience that has a client care manager, a concierge experience that's led by a Pamala Kaye Williams philosophy, if you were to share with them the why behind that, what would be your why?
Why I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Why I do it?
Mm-hmm.
I just love people. I started my career as a part-time real estate agent. I did a lot of work in the sales field, financial services field, and the legal field. And really, this position was just, it was amazing to me because it takes a little bit of all of those skill sets.
It does.
Brings them into a focus. And I'm hoping to keep doing it.
Yeah. So I met Pamala. She was working for a law firm. I can't tell you all how important it is to have an analytic in your team. You know, the dot your I's and cross your T's woman here is the arms and the legs of what I do every day because I'm running at 1,000,000 miles an hour and I am making a lot of big decisions for people. And to have a Pamala Kaye Williams as part of that team for you is really critical because you got to be feet on the ground running 1,000,000 miles an hour to make decisions. But you also need,
Cari Ann.
It's all in the details. It's all in the it really is all in the details.
Yes,
absolutely. So Pamala Kaye Williams, the client care manager and care bear and concierge with the support team herself, supporting this amazing team with the Cari Ann Carter Group. I'm so excited to introduce you formally to Pamala because we haven't had you on the show. And I really wanted to share with everybody what you do, how you do it. There's so much more to it. If you're curious about Pamala's SOPs and you've been in the business, feel free to reach out to her. She'd be happy to chat with you.
Thank you, Cari Ann.
Thank you, Pamala. We will see you next time, everybody, on Fly the Coop. Thank you so much.